Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got the most adorable collection from our friends at Crafter's Companion. This is the Nature's Garden Be Youthful collection. As you can probably guess, it's got a bumblebee theme, which I just love. It's got a paper pad, it's got pearlescent paper pad, it's got stamps, it's got dies, it's got embossing folders. I can't wait to show you what my friend Debbie and I did with this wonderful collection, so come play with us. So let's start with the paper pad. This is 12 by 12, and they are double-sided, actually cardstock. And there are, let's see, 16 designs, 3 of each, so it's 48 pieces you get in this collection. So let's get right to it. I'm going to show you what we have got. Isn't it adorable? So cute. You can see everything here. Look at the dripping honey and little pots of honey, and it's got that sort of watercolor artwork style, which is really fun and beautiful. And this one, look at that, you could just cut that into quarters and you've got 4 card toppers right there ready to go. Cute plaid on the other side. And I just really love the art and the honey and the honeycomb. Look at that great green polka dot, and then I love the wood grain with the honeycomb. Just beautiful. And got some splatter painting here. Here's another one quartered, and you've got the blue collection and into the burlap. I'm actually skipping some of these so we can move along here. And more blue with the wood, and then we've got the yellow polka dots and the plaid. Just gorgeous. And then here we've got, this is the Pearlescent Paper Pad, and for this one it's got 6 colors and 4 pieces of each for a total of 24. And just really quickly here, look at that green, oh, skipped some. Then you've got sort of this bronzy brown color into the black. All right, and then for our stamp set, this is adorable. I don't know if I can see, let's see. The black with the black background is not working for us. Here we go. So we've got this great little stamp set. There's 10 different little stamps, everything from Just Because and Home is Where Your Honey Is. I love this one. Be nice, be honest, be happy, be you. Very cute. And then we've got this one. This has got 14 pieces, and this is both a stamp and die collection. So here we've got our stamps and then the coordinating dies to go with that. Also has some greetings on there. Here's the embossing folder, which I'll show you actually cut out a little bit later, but it's an embossing folder with a die in it. And that's this one. And then we've got this beautiful honeybee cutting die, and it's the circle here, and the die like this will actually cut it out from your background paper. Okay, so I'll show you a little bit later how Debbie adapted this to cut out the actual circle. And then we have got this beautiful little edger die here. It's so cute. And it's got these great little honeybees and a little bit of the comb going down the center here, you can see. All right, so let's get right to those projects. First one, I wanted to make sure to do a page, okay? So we've got your 12 by 12 page. I actually took one of those card toppers that was quartered and just cut that out, used a little pair of scissors, and let me see if I can find which one I used really quickly here. Yep, I used one of these. I just cut that out, cut out the extra B as well, stamped that little greeting. That's the first thing I glued down. Then I just took some cardstock. I actually did my embossing folder and cut that out of some of the yellow pearlescent, and then just did a little bit of the roasted coffee ink pad over the surface. I'll be showing you that a little bit later too, how to do that. And then double matted my photo. Just a cute little bit of gingham ribbon was, I think all of these gingham are perfect to use with this color palette. Then of course added my little stamps, and yeah, it just came together really quickly. It has a nice little place here to personalize the page as well. All right, now here is an adorable 6x6 card that Debbie made. Maybe we can zoom in on this now, Steve. And she used the 6x6 card, and then she also used the the cutting die here. So to cut that down into a circle then, to make her shaker card, she used the 12 circle and scallop cutting dies. You just put that right over that circle to get this shape right here, okay? And then she puts some acetate behind that image. Got a sheet of acetate here. You can buy this by the sheet at Paper Wishes. She glued that right behind there, and then she used some foam tape. Where'd my foam tape go? Right here. We have this great big huge wheel of foam tape. There are 50 yards or 150 feet on this, and Debbie and I love to use this for shaker cards. We find it's best to just take this, and because it's a continuous strip, you're not using those little foam pads and having to put them all around. You can do larger sections, and to just cut this, well, I cut it into halves really, but I think the better thing would be to do to just take your little scissors and cut that into thirds, so that you have some nice thin pieces to put behind this border around there. And then once you've got that border, there's 2 layers there of foam tape. And Debbie's little tip is, once you've got your foam tape on there, if you don't want that white edge to show on there, she just takes a black marker and colors the edge of that. And I thought that was really clever, so that you don't have this stark edge of foam tape showing. Then she filled her little shaker with sunset shimmers and bumblebee sprinklets, and then of course just attached that to her card. She likes to put a little on the other side of the foam tape. You could die cut another circle of any kind of patterned paper. Really, she used the bee paper and then just stuck that behind that, so you kind of a little sandwich, and then glued that sandwich to the front of her 6x6 card. Her bee here, she also cut out of this black pearlescent paper and then backed it with some of the yellow. She actually cut 2 bees out, and then she layered those one on top of the other. And then on the back of her wings, she used this great glitter paper right here, and it's adhesive. So she could actually put that on some of that acetate and then glued it behind the wing there, or you could put it on vellum as well, but you want it to be something that kind of is a little bit translucent, kind of gives you that wing look. And then foam taped that right on top of this bee that was there on the die cut. So isn't that cool? I love that card. Here is another card that Debbie made. This one is a 5x6" card. She cut 1.5 inches from the right side, front only. Here she went ahead and put that adorable little Be Happy cutting die. She cut that from the sort of brown bronzy pearlescent paper and glued that to the right inside edge there, and then covered the front of her card with some of that beautiful wood grain honeybee. And then here she actually stamped her bees and used Spectrum Noir pens. Now she colored those in with the Spectrum Noir, but she used 2 different kinds of products here. She used Spectrum Noir pens for the honey, the hive and the bees. And for this little thing of honey here, you can see that it's very shiny and shimmery. She actually used another product. She used the Spectrum Noir glitter pens. These are water-based, okay? And they are wonderful to use. And let me see if I have some white cardstock here to show you. There we go. So for the glitter pens, let's just take one of these pink ones. they have a lot of glitter in them. It's got a pretty nice fine point there, so that's really great for the fine detail coloring. You just pump them like that and you'll get more ink to flow, but very, very sparkly. There we go. Okay, you can see the sparkle on that. And then you've got the Spectrum Noir pens, and for the color she used on her project is light green, light ice gray, light yellow. This is golden brown, and this one is true blue. So let's start with the true blue one. For this one, you want to start, there's 3 different shades of this, 3 different pens all in the same color, and they're just different shades. So here you've got the dark one. Here's the medium shade, and I like to just start with the medium, kind of touching that darker color and then just blending down. And then you've got the lightest shade right here, also starting in the medium and blending down. And it really gives you this beautiful ombre look. And very easy to get that great blend. Well, if you're using alcohol-based pens on one project and water-based pens on another, you're going to need 2 different colors of ink to stamp your images with. I lost my card. Where did it go? Here it is. All right. So for the images that she used the Spectrum Noir pen with, she used the Finesse by Spectrum Noir alcohol-proof dye ink. Okay, this one is a water-based ink that you would use with alcohol pens. Okay, so those 2 things wouldn't blend together because one is water and one is alcohol. And then for the water-based pens, she used this Finesse by Spectrum Noir waterproof dye ink. This one is water-based because, this one is alcohol-based. It's a permanent ink that will not blend with the water-based pens, okay? If you use 2 things that were water-based together, you would just get a really muddy image. So I wanted to clarify that. All right, so one last thing to show you here. I wanted to make sure I showed you the embossing folder. All right, so how I started off with my card here, I'm going to assemble this. Of course, just take the pattern that you want on this paper. Here it's got double-sided. I want to use this really light yellow, kind of barely see the honeycomb print on it. And I'm going to put that face up so that the cutting die is on this side, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and run that through the machine, and then I'm going to get this great embossed piece right here. And I just love how that looks with this great window. And a lot of times you'll see this image shown vertically. Well, I'm going to do a card horizontally, and I'm going to do some inking on it. So I'm going to get my craft mat out. And I'm going to use some blender brushes and 2 shades of ink. I'm going to use roasted coffee and canary yellow. And I'm starting off with a light yellow paper and an ink that's slightly darker. So I'm going to go ahead and use my blender brush. And I'm just going to be applying this darker yellow just around that opening there. That great little window. All right, there we go. And then I'm just going to kind of put some in the corners, just like that. All right, and now I'm going to hit the roasted coffee. I'm going to grab a wipe here because I always like to clean these off as I go so I don't accidentally transfer the wrong color on the wrong project later. All right, so now we've got the roasted coffee, and we're going to then go around just that inside edge. I'm not quite in as far as we did the yellow. And as you can see, that's really just drawing the eye to the center of this cutting die. And now we're just going to go around the edges like this. And that's just going to kind of be opening up that cutting die. It's really going to draw attention to all those features. And I'm not directly coloring all of those raised images, okay? So that's what we've got so far. I'm going to show you a completed version here. All right, so there's my completed one, all inked up and ready to go. Now, because this is a little bit larger of a cutting die, this is an embossing folder. So this is almost 7 inches by almost 5 inches, okay? It's gonna make a little bit larger card. So I made my card out of the pearlescent paper, okay? And this card is 5.5 by 7.5. And I found that using a score board is really nice to use with this pearlescent paper. If I just tried to fold it without scoring it, my folded edge got really wrinkly. So we like the adorable scoreboard mini for this. And you would just sort of put one side of your paper down where you wanted your fold and take that and then just score that right there. And that just makes that so much easier when you're making your own card base. All right, so now I'm going to make a horizontal card. So I'm going to take a little background paper here. I like to get a darker color going. And then I've got this little piece here with the honey pot. This is just from a corner of one of the patterned papers, and stamped it with the greeting stamp, sweet as honey. And then this piece is going to go right on top of that. All right, so I'm going to make sure my little honey pot is centered where I want it, just like that. So I'm gluing that down like this. Then I'm going to make sure I get all my corners and everything. Okay, that's going to go right there. And then I used my little scissors from Crafter's Companion. Here they are. And I just used those to cut out one of those cute little daisies. And put a little foam tape on the back of that. That's going to go right there. And then I've got a great little bow that is from Brown Ribbon Collection. I love that polka dot. And I'm going to put that right there. All right, so as you can see, quick card to do, beautiful embossing folder with that great die cut center, and a little bit of inking to just really bring out that whole image. So you guys, we've got a great money saver on this collection. Wow, I have a lot of stuff on my table. So if you're watching us on our Webisode page, that money saver is going to be on the right hand side. And if you're interested in the items individually, look in the products used drop-down menu below the video, and you'll see everything from the scissors to every pen that we used, as well as the Be Youthful collection individually. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we haven't forgot about you. Look below the video and you'll see a link that'll take you to the Paper Wishes weekly webisode page, where you'll see this video again, but also all of the products that we used and the money saver as well. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It helps people find us, and consider subscribing because we do 3 to 5 videos a week, and I'd hate for you to miss one. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.